Certainly far colder in northern Ontario than it is in the south, and very active weather continues on our west coast. Good to see you. Suzanne Leonard and the team here on a Wednesday. Massive area of low pressure spinning through eastern North America. We've colored in the cloud tops. Very easy to see. What we're dealing with is a little developing low to our west taking shape. We'll talk about that in a second. Our dominant wind feature today, our dominant weather feature, the wind, is driven by this large low, and it's causing a blizzard in northern Quebec. Extreme cold wind and snow. By contrast, what we're seeing on our satellite and radar is a little bit of a rain-snow mix east of Superior and north of Sudbury. And not much to speak of in southern Ontario, but around the Golden Horseshoe and around the nation's capital. Both areas have seen a couple of showers today. Current temperatures represented with both numbers and colors. Yeah, near 0 in the north, near 10 in the south, which is all across the board near normal for this time of year. As we go up in the atmosphere just a little bit, up to the oh, this is surface temperatures. Okay, yeah, let's try with surface temperatures. I want to show you the contrasting conditions and also what this next low is going to do to us. Next low rolls through. We'll see some showers likely on Thursday, probably better chance for the afternoon drive rather than the morning drive. Do you see what's happening with the color here, though? The colors are deepening. That's cold Arctic air. The first influx of two rounds of cold air in our forecast, and you'll see temperatures dropping off fairly dramatically as we go into the weekend and then carrying through next week. Daytime highs are on the first line. Wind chills are on the second line. Yeah, we're starting to talk about those, and sub-zero morning lows all coming up. Breaking down and remembering what these things mean, we'll talk about the wind chill now. Yes. The Arctic vortex, oh, Mark, it is starting to make its reappearance, or polar vortex as it's more commonly known. Good to see you. Hopefully we've got your attention now with all that talk of cold things. The wind out of the west, as Mark was mentioning, it's a bit breezy, gusting to about 30 kilometers an hour today. Temperatures are near normal, around 10 or 11 degrees. Current temperatures are a bit cooler in Barrie, 7 degrees. 5 in Orangeville. We've got a mix of sun and cloud, a little more cloud than sun, certainly for today for most, but could be worse, could be colder, could be snowing, as it is on both counts in northern Ontario. And as we look at the forecast for the next 24 hours or so, these are today just a few passing showers. We'll get some clear skies tonight, and then we'll get a new low tomorrow, clouding things up. Chance of spotty showers through the morning and through the afternoon. The best chance or likeliest period for showers would be in the afternoon. The afternoon drive, the low is taking shape mainly south of the border, so most of that energy will be drawn there and move rapidly east. If your travels take you to New England, expect some wet weather. If your travels take you to Atlantic Canada, Friday into Saturday, it's windy and wet weather. The rain is going to be coming first, some stronger winds as that low strengthens. We're not going to be dealing with any significant wind or rain, frankly, as far as our forecast is concerned for southern Ontario, but we do have a pretty powerful pattern across the country. The jet stream is becoming more amplified, and once that jet gets amplified, it means we've got some stronger winds in the upper atmosphere, typical at this time of year, stronger temperature contrasts as well, much colder air to the north of the jet, much milder air to the south, and this is a bona fide Arctic air mass moving in, blasting the prairies, and then, of course, no border to stop things between Manitoba and Ontario. It's just going to flow in, just a geographical border that the atmosphere is not going to pay any attention to whatsoever. More powerful wet weather on the west coast, and some of that containing the remnants of Typhoon Nuri going into next week. And this messy weather is the chance of showers, followed by the chance of snow showers for us into Saturday night. Saturday night into Sunday turning quite a bit colder. There will be some periods of sunshine, but look at those daytime highs. 7 and 4 for the weekend. Let's talk about the long range in a bit more detail today. Yeah, we're all going to be shivering a little bit more, aren't we, Mike? Because we have that typical trend that we see in November. We get these blasts of cold air just to remind us to scurry and find the winter coats. And do I have boots? Oh, I need to buy some new boots, or whatever we need to get the car serviced, those sorts of things. Get the Christmas tree lights up outside before it gets really cold on the hands on the weekend. You know all those seasonal jobs. Thanks, Mark. Down by the waterfront today, yeah, it's a bracing wind as long as you're dressed in the appropriate amount of warm layers, you're fine. I love that kind of weather. Blustery weather. 10 degrees, Toronto and Hamilton. A little more sunshine further south, generally speaking. We've got this westerly wind. It's picked up some moisture off the Great Lakes, as is typical, and it's producing a fair bit of cloud downstream. Cloud cover to the west of us. Clouds, showers in green, snow in blue. We've got that little bit of a mix to the west and to the north, and we've got another low moving in. A dry night tonight if you're heading out. I was out for dinner last night, and it was pouring rain. Just made a little dash from the car to the restaurant, head down. That was okay. But tonight, if you're headed out, just a 40% chance of showers. 4 degrees overnight, 7 degrees tomorrow morning. We warm up to around 10 degrees in the Golden Horseshoe. We are breezy, however, and unsettled for our forecast day. The rainfall will mainly be in the afternoon. Got the chance of a few showers in the morning, better chance of showers and maybe even some light rain in the afternoon hours. And then the colder air is going to be settling in. And this is what Mark was talking about. I just want to step out of the way here so you can get a full view of the colder air seeping in. Friday is the first shot of cold air. Well, maybe I'll take this through until Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday is the next, you see the deepening blue there? The next push of Arctic air. It is going to blast temperatures in the prairies down to sub-zero for daytime highs in the south. Southern Manitoba, it's on the same latitude as northern Ontario. That's the kind of daytime highs, so-called highs, that will be moving in going into next week. If we take a look at the 7-day trend for Toronto, below average temperatures, there's even a bit of a wet snow mix showing up. Thanks, Chris. Oh, I love flying. Just flew back from New York City, from Newark International on Monday night, and it was pretty blustery coming into Pearson. You can see the wings. You know that the pilots and the crew are fighting that crosswind. Landed safely. Beautiful job. Thank you, Air Canada. Home sweet home. No place like home, right? Great to see you from your home, or maybe you're on the go joining us. West to southwest wind with the cold front today. It's been gusting at surface at about 40 kilometers an hour. So not an issue for planes. And as Chris St. Clair broke it down so well, planes and the technology and the training is all very specifically targeted to how to deal with different types of weather conditions and how to adjust for them. You'll have to perhaps make a few adjustments tomorrow, certainly in the days to come. We've got a low pressure system moving in on Thursday, and the signs of that, well, we've got the winds starting to shift direction, and you can see they'll be picking up around sections of the lower lakes to about 40 kilometers an hour sustained winds. Temperature-wise, no big deal. 10 degrees on average, closer to 8 up around Barrie and Newmarket and around Sharon. Showers, certainly, spotty light showers, maybe 5 millimeters, not a great deal to deal with. And I would say probably better chance for the afternoon commute rather than the morning commute, because that low is moving in rather slowly from the west. Then it rockets off to the east, produces a whole lot of rain for Atlantic Canada and wind. And that's going into the weekend. As that low moves east, guess what's coming? Yellowknife? Should be about -6 or 7 this time of year, not -16. Cold Arctic air Friday, woo, deepening, minus double digits in many parts of Canada, northern central prairies, northern Ontario, and that's coming our way. You can see the cold Arctic air deepening. The first shot of it, if you will, is on Friday as it affects northern Ontario. Our daytime highs in the south, there's Saturday. Mid-single digits, 7, 3, 5 degrees. Saturday, by the way, the Santa Claus Parade in Timmins and in London. So north and south, there are a couple of places you could consider going to if you're getting ready. But going back to where we started this conversation, cold Arctic air, Tuesday is the next push of it. Daytime highs only 4 degrees. You will have to start making some pretty serious adjustments in terms of what you are wearing, how you are dressed going into the coming days. Last thing to mention, Christmas tree lights, maybe get them up on Saturday during the day. A few showers late day could mix with some snow overnight. Your local forecast has more next. I know we moved very quickly through that story, but a really tragic loss for this gentleman and a very powerful reminder to all of us about the importance of those carbon monoxide detectors and the importance of changing batteries and smoke alarms. Make sure that you have taken care of that. I was actually away last weekend, so I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to do that today without further ado. Without further ado, now your forecast. Good to see you Thursday afternoon. Oh, showers. So today was cloudy and breezy, and tomorrow is wet. 80% chance of showers. That's a fairly high probability. Does not mean it will be raining all day. It does mean that there is a chance of rain throughout the day. Light rain probably at worst. Showers at times, more intermittent earlier in the day, a little steadier later in the day. Now, this is a kind of a broad scale overview of the low as it moves out of the province on Thursday. So that sounds like it's good news, right? Unless, of course, you're in Atlantic Canada, in which case you get a drenching followed by lots of wind. That's what all these isobars mean. The low is deepening. The winds are blasting out of the northwest. Coming in from the northwest to Ontario, just in time for the Santa Claus parade in Timmins and in London on Saturday. This will be rain changing to snow in the overnight, and with some wind coming off the lakes, we will see some lake effect snow. Certainly not all day, and lake effect showers probably during the day, but look at our daytime highs. 4 to 7 or 8 degrees, and even a little cooler on Sunday, sub-zero temperatures to start. This is cold stuff as Arctic air, several rounds of it, coming into Canada right into next week. Change in the weather pattern, a little unwelcome. Normal for this time of year, November. November often can be very, as a November baby, I would say, yeah, I can tell you firsthand, as well as with my own Weather Network knowledge. November is typically a pretty gray month. The jet stream's quite active. It's near us, the storm track. Temperatures this evening, near normal, 3 to 7 degrees. Cloud cover still fairly dominant. We'll get a few clear breaks, as we've had today, predominantly in southwestern Ontario. That westerly wind, the low pushing off to the east, another one approaching from the west. Will it bring snow? We had a brief bit late last week, didn't we? It's going to be more showers than anything else, passing showers. But as those winds shift to the north and Arctic air pushes into the prairies, we're going to be cooling down. You're not going to feel it so much tomorrow, but you will certainly be feeling it on Friday and on Saturday and on Sunday. And the timing, as we go into the weekend, we could well see some snow. Some lake effect snow, some lake enhanced showers. I'll explain how that breaks down. We've got an Arctic chill settling into the territories. Places like Yellowknife, and you might think, oh, Suzanne, come on, Yellowknife. Yellowknife should be around -7 this time of year, -17 a couple of the upcoming days. So that's very cold. Isobars here. The more there are, the stronger the wind, and that's a northerly wind, first in Manitoba, then into Ontario, and that low moves in with both rain and snow for us. Chance of showers, Toronto, Mississauga, Markham, Muskoka during the day, Saturday overnight to Sunday morning. Some snow likely. We've got some cold morning temperatures coming up, and that sub-zero trend starts. Yeah, it certainly is, Mark, but westerly winds today, so it's a little blustery down by Lake Ontario. Mark's been around the Humber River Bridge. Yeah, it's not really a bay, is it? I digress. That was earlier today, of course. It's dark now and showers are still scattered, and you can see there's a little bit of that energy coming across the Great Lakes. The appearance of streamers, not exactly that just yet. It's really more the warm front that's moving in. Don't expect our temperatures to be especially warm tomorrow. However, we do have a fairly low chance of showers in the morning and a little bit of sunshine, but predominantly a cloudy Thursday, and the chance of showers goes up in the afternoon. It is going to be breezy again, at times unsettled with showers, maybe some light rain. Most of the energy from that low is going to be moving off. As we take a look at temperatures, that's where we can start looking at the possibility of lake effect snow in the long range forecast. Now, this is what we call the 850 millibar level. So that's just a little bit up from surface in the atmosphere. And that's cold Arctic air. The first wave Friday, Saturday. Look at this deep purple here. That is an Arctic air mass that is going to drive temperatures in the prairies down below zero and keep them down through the long-range forecast. If you've looked at the 14-day trend on our website, you'll see that we've got morning lows that will be -1 on average for the city of Toronto in the coming days. Here's another way of looking at it. This is a 7-day snapshot. I'll just step out of the way for a second. The end of next week, by the way, the big Santa Claus parade, Sunday the 16th in Toronto. And this weekend, Saturday, it's London and Timmins' turn for Santa Claus. He's going to be very busy from here on in. Daytime highs, wind chills, and there are morning lows. Remember I said -1 on average. That's some chilly stuff. Even colder in Barrie. These are near normal temperatures, but again, that 70% chance of showers changing to flurries and maybe some lake effect through Sunday. Look north for the northern lights and look north for the couple of blasts of Arctic air that are coming our way. Oh, yes, they are. Good to see you. Suzanne Leonard. It's Wednesday. We got the team here ready to deliver the weather to you, and the forecast is getting colder. Big sweep of low pressure off to the east. We're just dealing with a little trough, some cloud cover that's been with us for most of the day, and that front extends all the way down towards Texas and Mexico. Imagine that. The weather, we're in these broad long-range troughs, or long-wave troughs, as they're more specifically known, in the upper atmosphere. And what that means is that we've got a lot of, at times, slow-moving and fairly extreme weather to deal with. This time of year is characterized by its contrasts in the weather. So we go from some mild temperatures, as we've had recently, to some much colder air as we are getting into. Still a bit of snow falling in northern Ontario today. That's what shows up on the radar there in blue. And you saw a few rain showers down towards Michigan and Wisconsin and Minnesota. That's the low that's moving in, with the cloud cover on the increase. Winds are getting some showers in the morning. Chance of showers for us is a little higher for the Golden Horseshoe, the GTA up through Barrie, a little higher on Thursday afternoon compared to the morning. The other thing I want to show you here is the temperature range and that contrasting conditions. Anything in blue is near or sub-zero. It's been like that today. The cold air is deepening in northern Ontario tomorrow, and you're really going to notice a difference coming in the long-range forecast. Here's what I mean. And by the way, Santa Claus Parade Saturday, London, and also Timmins. It's a week Sunday, the big Santa Claus Parade in Toronto. So that's just a heads up. Thursday, the showers. Chance of showers low on Friday. Saturday, we're up to 7. We're down to 4. This is a colder than average trend. And in the overnight hours, Saturday through Sunday morning, the chance of some snow mixing in. Oh, and then it feels like, well, wind chills now.